Okay, today we are rewriting formulas and equations. This is your homework from page 30, and I'm going to be doing two problems from the homework. First problem is number 4. Solve the formula for the indicated variable, then use the information to find the value of the variable. So we are solving the formula A equals 1/2 BH, which is the formula for the area of a triangle, and we're going to solve for B. Then find the base of the triangle when the height is 6 inches and the area is 24 square inches. Okay, so let's start by solving for B. So taking a look here, I'm going to write my formula again. A equals 1/2 BH. Okay, and I need to solve for B. So I'm going to ask myself, what is happening to B? Well, B is being multiplied by both 1/2 and H. So I can divide. I'm going to do the opposite, the inverse operation of multiplying and divide. I can do them both at the same time, or I can do it one at a time. And I'm going to do it for this point at one at a time. So the first time I'm going to divide by is 1/2. Okay, so on this side of the equation, 1/2 divided by 1/2, well, that's just 1. So I'm really just left over with BH. On this side of the formula, I have A divided by 1/2. So if we remember that when we divide by a fraction, we're really multiplying by the reciprocal. So off to the side here, I can think of this as A times, instead of division, now the reciprocal being 2/1. Well, A times 2/1 is really the same thing as A times 2, so I can rewrite this as 2A. I still need to get B by itself, so B is still being multiplied by H, so we can undo that. Oopsie, let's erase that. Okay. Now we can divide by H. Okay, these two, H over H is just 1B or just B. And on this side, I'm left with 2A over H. So now I have solved my formula for the variable B, and now it asks me to now find the base of a triangle with the height of 6 inches and the area of 24 inches. So over here, when I plug things in, I want my height to be 6 inches, and I want my base, or my area, to be 24 square inches. Okay, so I know these two, and now I can use the formula that I've solved for B to plug in these values. So let's do that now. I'm going to rewrite the formula. 2A over H equals B. And I'm going to plug in now, 24 for my A, and 6 for my H. Doing my multiplication here, 2 times 24, that's going to be 48. Over 6. Okay, and if I need to divide 48 by 6, then I would get 8. Okay, to use the proper label here, I have inches, square inches was my area, and my base was inches, so my height was inches, so my base should also be inches. So let's just label that inches. So that is problem number 4. First, we solved the formula for the area of a triangle for B, and then we plugged in values and figured out what our base was based on those values. Okay, the next problem I'm going to do for you is number 7. Number 9 is also worked out in the back of the book, so hopefully between those two they can give you a pretty good idea about this section. Let's start. It says solve the equation for y, then find the value of y for the given x. So we need to take a look at our equation, figure out where y is, and then figure out what operations are happening to y, or what is happening to y. In this equation, 3x plus y equals 26. 3x is being added to y. So we need to undo that first. The inverse operation for addition is subtraction. So I'm going to subtract now then 3x from both sides. (3x minus 3x is 0, so on this side I'm only left with y. And on this side I'm left with 26 minus 3x. Now, these are not like terms because they can't be combined. You could also write this as negative 3x plus 26. The second part of the direction says, then find the value of y for the given x. So this is like part A. And then we have part B, which is find the value for the given x. So I'm going to do part B here. I will rewrite my equation now, solve for y, 26 minus 3x. Okay, so now I'm going to plug in 7 for x. Okay, and then I do my multiplication. 3 times 7, that's 21. So I have 26 minus 21. And lastly, I'm going to subtract. 26 minus 21 is 5. So when I solve for y, I get y equals 26 minus 3x. When I plug in 7, I find that y is 5. If you have any questions, as always, see me or Mr. Daniels, and have a great weekend.